Welcome to Daily Scoop 24/7 News Stories. In this episode, we are going to look at the case of a routine EFCC night raid that turned into a disaster, leading to one operative losing his life. This is the story of the EFCC Akwa night raid. On Friday, 17th January 2025, in Akwa, Anabra State, Nigeria, a routine EFCC raid goes wrong and an EFCC officer loses his life in the process, leaving another officer seriously wounded. In this episode of Daily Scoop 24/7 News Stories, we are going to look at how this raid went horribly wrong. On the night of this fateful day, the Enugu Zonal Head Office of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission (EFCC) was planning a couple of raids in an attempt to apprehend a group of cyber criminals, also known as Yahoo Yahoo. Halisu Shahabi, an assistant superintendent of the agency, was chosen to be part of the squad to conduct the raid. For him, this was just another routine raid, like every other one he had been to. He planned to come back from this raid and continue making plans for his wedding, which takes place after the next fasting season. Little did he know that he would not be able to conclude this plan. The raid on the home of the first suspected internet fraudster was successful, with several people arrested with exhibits. These include credit cards, laptops, and 4 luxurious vehicles. On their way back from this first raid, they were stopped by policemen on patrol that night because they were not aware of any approved raids in the area. The normal procedure is to seek permission from the police in charge of the jurisdiction before going on a raid and possibly get useful intel or help to aid in their raid, which the EFCC failed to do. After a short delay, the policemen allowed them to continue on their raid. They eventually arrived at the location of the next raid. It had several apartments, but they were able to identify the apartment they wanted to raid with the help of the security guard on duty, who pointed them in the right direction. It was the apartment of Chukwuka Josiah Ikechukwu Nnamdi, a medical doctor from Ofite, Awka of the same state. The officers got to the door and knocked on it violently, which jolted the doctor awake from his sleep. Disoriented, he went to the door to check what was happening. He could not see the officers through the solid door as they identified themselves as agents of the EFCC. Due to the insecurity caused by frequent kidnappings and robberies in the area, Dr. Chukwuka was a bit bothered as they could be kidnappers or robbers and refused to open the door for the agent. After a while, the agents got tired of waiting for him to open the door and decided to force their way into the apartment by breaking down the door. This was a grave mistake because, unknown to the agents, the doctor was in possession of his father's registered pump action shotgun, which he was ready to use in defending himself and his home from intruders. Agent Halisu and another agent were the first to burst in as the door was broken down. Bang! The doctor opened fire immediately. Halisu and the other agents took the full force of the blast, fatally wounding them in the process. Unfortunately for the officers, they only wore their branded EFCC jackets with no bulletproof vest. Amidst all the commotion, the doctor realized that they were not kidnappers but actually EFCC agents, and knowing the gravity of the situation, he fled the scene. The agents were finally able to get a hold of themselves and rushed the 2 agents with life-threatening gunshot wounds to the hospital. They first arrived at the general hospital in Awka, but there were no doctors on duty that night. so they had to again rush the two wounded agents to Amako Private Hospital. At the hospital, Halisu was pronounced dead on arrival, while the other agent was admitted and needed blood transfusion immediately. Dr. Chukwuka Joshua Ikechukwu Nnamdi was later arrested the next day by the Anambra State Police Command while hiding in the roof of his neighbor's apartment. The pop-action shotgun was later recovered from the bush where he had thrown it after fatally shooting the operatives. Halisu Shabib's body was flown back to Sokoto from Anambra to be buried according to Muslim rites. The life of a promising EFCC operative that was meant to get married after the next fasting season was cut short tragically in the line of duty. The doctor's father stormed the police station in the state to support the position of his son, which was that he killed in self-defense. He is currently being detained at the SCID and he might be facing murder charges. SP Tochukwu Ikenga, the spokesperson for the Anambra State Police Command, stated that an investigation into the sad incident is on the way as the suspect remains in custody. That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy our content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and push that notification bell so you can know when we release a new video.